for the ride home in ENC.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
This is your 5 o'clock drive with Patrick Johnson.
Holy mackerel!
More news, more interviews, more ECU stories than you can shake a stick at. Hey, stop shaking that stick. This is the Patrick Johnson Show.
Pirates win! Pirates win!
On 94.3 The Game.
Congratulations to my favorite sister in the whole wide world, my only sister, Brooke Johnson, celebrating a big birthday today. Big milestone birthday of sorts today. Hard to believe. That must mean I'm old. But she is celebrating today up in the Commonwealth of Virginia, so all the best to her on this special day. She's going into the George Whitfield Hall of Fame in January, which is pretty exciting. And word today that Coach Whitfield, at last check this morning, was having a stent surgery, aortic artery stent surgery. Of course, he's 89, still gets around great, still is as good as you can be at 89, is the great George Whitfield. So we wish him the very best in that and his recovery. Again, that was announced a little earlier today about Coach Whitfield, one of the best. All right, we say hello to Philip the Ref Pilkington. He is here. Pilk, happy Monday.
It is happy. It is happy because
you're very hot in you're very overmodulated.
Am I? I apologize.
That's okay, long as you're not on the airwaves.
I'm not. It looks good. Looks good on the airwaves, but I can turn down the 2, Patrick. Yeah.
Yeah, being the professional I am, I can work through anything.
I believe you can, but I'll do.
Including my cup full of water. Not vodka.
How does this sound? A little better?
You sound great. You've never sounded better.
Perfect.
You've never sounded better.
Well, I appreciate that.
How do you feel, though, on this Monday? How do you feel?
Feel great. Feel great. Red Sox Yankees playoffs.
Yeah, that's
less than or just 25 hours away. I'm pumped.
And you know what else is exciting to me, at least in the AL? I think the Cleveland Detroit thing's a little intriguing because they just wrapped up against each other, and that's going to get a little saucy, is my guess.
Well, they played 7 times in the last week and a half.
And Cleveland kind of played their way into it. So this is going to get a little spicy, I think.
Yeah. Detroit thought this series was going to be at home. Actually, they thought they were going to have a better record than the Mariners. They're going to be hanging out with the Blue Jays this week, eating hot dogs and drinking Coke.
No. Now, I do think I'm very worried about the Padres as a Cubs fan. Very worried. Yeah. I'm very concerned. It all depends on, to me, who gets off to the good start tomorrow. And then Reds, I'm happy for my friend Jason O'Boyd. Our guy Brian Mull is a big Dodgers fan. I couldn't care less. This is going to be roadkill. Dodgers in 3. I mean, there's no way.
3? You think it goes to all 3? I think they sweep them.
2. I'm sorry, Dodgers in 2. I'm thinking of the next round. Dodgers in 2. There's no way. There's no way that it doesn't go Dodgers in 2. I'm very concerned though about the Cubs.
I would be. I mean, that's the most evenly matched maybe talent series.
I don't think there's a winner in 2 games. If it goes to San Diego, I do like the Cubs though.
No, it's 3 games all in the same location for this series.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, they don't travel.
Well, if it goes to 3 games, then I'm going to be in a panic.
Thursday. Oh, Logan's on Thursday, so you don't have to do the show during Game 3. That's good.
Well, then let's not get it to Game 3. I think tomorrow is the full deal on this.
Yeah, I think so.
Opinion. Where's your series?
The Bronx.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
No, I'll take it. Ain't nothing better than shutting up the Yankee crowd.
I'm glad you're excited about the baseball. And we'll go through things here, and after this discussion, probably have no time to well, we can maybe do some picks in our top 5, but Well, let's just get into the top five. We'll discuss all this. I mean, you have to. There's plenty. Everything where I was going to discuss, we're going to discuss in the top five. So go ahead.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
This may very well be our last mission. Let's make it count.
This is the Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game.
It's impossible.
Now some stories you may have heard.
Ready?
Or catch it for the first time. This is your 5 at 5 with the P-Man.
We'll wait till we start the time we're supposed to start.
Yeah.
I just had a big mental cramp and everything. Like I had mapped out everything here, and then I just took something distracted. So, by the way, Mike Schwartz on the show today, a week into preseason practice, and our guy Brian Mull in a few minutes. In fact, about 10 minutes. We'll talk to him about the Ryder Cup. So we can't dilly dally through these.
Number one, as always, we'll start in Pirate news. It was a back and forth weekend, I guess, for Pirate athletics. Volleyball goes 0 volleyball goes up and down. It's better, thank you. It goes 0-2 down in the Sunshine State, losing to South Florida and FAU. Soccer, on the other hand, 2-0 victory, in Denton, Texas, against North Texas.
Get it right.
Yeah.
Huge win, and that is their first road win, if I'm not mistaken.
It is.
In conference.
Yep.
2-0-1 in the league. You're impressed I knew that, aren't you? 2-0-1. And
Yeah, that's right. Soccer does it weird. They do the ties second, so yeah. Unlike the NFL, where you have to put ties at the end, and now they're ties.
How about that last night? But I'll say this: at least it was exciting. It was an exciting Kiss Your Sister 40-40 game.
Yeah.
I think that this is a good thing, and they finally get to come back home to soccer on Thursday. So, see if we can get Coach M on Wednesday. Bill, work that out. Work your magic.
Will do.
And I think for volleyball, this is a little concerning. There were questions about the depth. There were questions about the depth offensively, with no Angeles Alderate out for the year, because obviously you're talking about an All-American caliber player that was out with a knee injury. And so a lot is relied on Ellie Pate, who has been fantastic. But I wonder against some of the, I don't know if you call them top teams, but maybe the upper echelon teams in the American.
Yeah.
Is it going to be a struggle? And I'll say this, Pilk, it's not going to. They're on a 4-game skid right now, 4-match skid. They go to Charlotte on Wednesday, and that is not an automatic deal because that's a rivalry situation. And then they come back and play Tulane Sunday, and a plucky upstart named Patrick Johnson will be on the call for ESPN Plus, from what I understand. So this is not an easy stretch to start the league for the Pirates. By the way, Pirate Golf sizzling.
Yeah.
First round lead. They had to play 36 holes today, but they were out to a 12-under start.
Wow.
After round one of the ECU Intercollegiate, so out at Ironwood.
Number 2.
Need to get Kevin Williams on.
We do.
Good guy.
Yeah, after the 42-13 schmacking, Coach Dave Canales says it's on him.
When it's a full team effort like this, I have to put that on myself. I have to look at how I'm preparing the team, how we're going about our work. I have to look at that and compete to find an edge to get these guys to work together, to focus, so we can get the execution that we're seeing happen in our processes. But this is the only way to work through these things, is to go right back to work, to attack it head on. And, with the guys, I told them in the locker room, like, hey, a loss is a loss. We got to look at this stuff. We got to look in the mirror and figure out who we want to be as a team so that we can get the execution that we're calling for and that we're looking for.
How do you go from 1 week shutting out Atlanta and dominating Atlanta to not looking like you've ever played a snap of organized football against, let's be honest, a pedestrian New England team. Better team than what they have had the last couple of years in New England. And I think they've got a quarterback, it appears. But a pedestrian New England team.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. And by the way, my pick about Washington winning the East in the awful. What a horrible pick that
Well,
was.
they're banged up, man. They're banged up bad. They've lost. It's more than just quarterback. Yeah, Philly just keeps winning.
Keeps winning, and it's just there's
Yeah.
no way they're going to win the division.
Washington's a solid roster, but yeah.
Yeah, but they're not going to win the division unless Philly just goes in the tank, and I don't see it. I mean, they were absolutely hell on Baker Mayfield yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, he brought him back, but that Philly defense. And then I like the little play out of the tush push. The little pitch.
Oh yeah, that worked out.
That was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet. How about, was there a game that outside of, because you had to have quit watching your team yesterday.
Yeah, it was like, the NASCAR race has started.
Oh, so you went to the race. Okay. So
I mean, we still had the Red Zone channel on, but the race was on the big TV. It was seeing.
Okay, that's fine. Phillips got his own. Pilk, special teams disaster yesterday. Your kicker missed an extra point, missed a field goal. You gave up a touchdown on the punt return or kick return, was it?
Punt return when you just did. I mean, he didn't even outkick his coverage. They just couldn't tackle.
And then they gave up a 60-yard return during the course of that game, right?
Yep.
Pitiful. 3. You have anything to say about your Panthers?
They're terrible, and it was honestly the offense moved the ball okay. They just couldn't do anything once they got to the 35. But defense has got to make adjustments. Sorry, I'm texting Brian Ball.
All right, is Mull on the struggle bus right now?
No, at first he wasn't feeding me audio. Now he is. So I can't wait for you guys to see Mull's get up. He is all ready for his Dodgers. This is going to be good. Number 3. Speaking of Mull, is. Number 3 is U.S. rallies late but falls short in the Ryder Cup.
There's a lot of places to go. We'll go with Brian Mull next segment on that. That's all I'm going to say right now because I don't want to spoil the segment. I can't wait to get Mull's take on everything that happened. And, Bill, you could chime in on that as well.
4.
Number 4, and probably going to talk to Mull a little bit about his Dodgers, and we hit on it a little bit earlier. MLB playoffs are set. Wild card round begins tomorrow at 1 o'clock when the Tigers take on the Guardians, and it's Padres and your Cubbies, my Sox against the Yanks, and Mull's Dodgers hosting Cincinnati.
Dodgers in 2. For me, I think that I don't feel good about it. I think the Cubs win, but I think it's in 3 games.
Yeah.
NL, Pilk, because I like you, I'm going to go with the Yankees. I don't like it too much. And but I think it goes 3, and then it really is going to depend on how Detroit responds. How
Cleveland's
pissed
going
off
to win.
is Detroit?
They're done. They're done.
Okay. I mean, if they have any professional pride.
Yeah.
But Cleveland's white hot right now. All right. Last one.
5.
A lot of movement in the AP poll. You have the Ole Miss Rebels go up 9 spots. LSU, who they beat, goes down 9 spots. And Florida State also falls 10 spots after losing to Virginia. So a lot of movement amongst the top teams. Alabama up 7 after beating Georgia.
Boy, funny how we are a month into this thing, and look where Bama is.
Yeah, I know.
Doing Bama things. I personally believe that to me, Bama's doing Bama things. I think we should, even though Notre Dame shouldn't be in the top 25, they should be in the top 25 because they brought Bobby Petrino back to the world of college football head coaching. So for that, in Arkansas of all places, for that alone right there, I would vote for him this week because what they did to Arkansas led to more Bobby Petrino and led to the great meme of him after the motorcycle wreck with his mistress.
Yeah.
I think Oregon's win was huge.
I think so. Oregon's good.
Dog, and I think Oregon, where are they in the AP?
They got to be like 2, right? Let's see. Yeah, 2.
They might be the best team in the country right now.
Well,
right now.
Team that's ahead of them, they'll at least see in the conference championship game, if nothing else.
It'll play out.
Yeah, it'll play out.
But I'm just talking about right this second, Oregon's the best, I think.
I think you're right. All right, we got to get to Mull because we got Schwartz as well. So let's wrap this.
All right, we're going to hit the break. Come back.
The team of Flatlands Jessup is working overtime to help ensure that Eastern North Carolinians like you get the health insurance help you need this open enrollment period. New legislation passed meaning more people than ever qualify for affordable coverage. Let us help you today.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville. Do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best.
Everybody loves burgers.
Big tax credits are back. Get a 30% tax credit, up to $2,000 off your new Mitsubishi electric heat pump install. Let Comfort Master help you take advantage of the tax credits with a qualifying Mitsubishi electric ducted heat pump or non-ducted Mitsubishi electric mini splits. Mitsubishi electric mini splits are ideal for bonus rooms, garages, or sunrooms. If you need a new HVAC unit, call Comfort Master today.
Call Comfort Master. Call Comfort Master.
You know what the problem is with standard belts? Usually you have to choose between too tight or the opposite, too loose. But with Anson Belt and Buckle, you don't have to choose. We got rid of the holes and instead have a track system designed for micro adjustability. That way you can enjoy a perfect fit every time. Anson Belt and Buckle. Find your perfect fit today.
Healthwise Pharmacy rounds the bases with all of your infusion, retail, compounding, and medical equipment needs. Locally owned and operated by pharmacist Marcy Parker, Healthwise has grown to be your most trusted provider for infusion services. Currently providing in-home or on-site infusions in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. Visit Healthwise Pharmacy at 615B South Memorial Drive or call 252-295-0059 to speak to a patient service representative to find the option that best suits your needs.
In this age of globalization, we've learned that bigger isn't always better. Ever tried to get phone help from a big corporation from a real person? Right. That's what's so nice about Phelps Chevrolet. After more than 50 years serving our community, Phelps remains family-owned and operated. Mike, Daryl, Wave, West, Allen, and Clay deliver hometown service and integrity, same as always. They share your experience, they share your values, and they are ready to help with any motoring need. Come get you one.
Tired of the 1-800 numbers advertising Medicare products? Flatlands Jessup has 6 offices all throughout Eastern North Carolina. Get face-to-face help from our local award-winning licensed team. Stop by today. Flatlands Jessup, your whole world covered.
Oh, hey, welcome back.
Oh, look who's back reporting for duty.
You got here just in time.
Holy nuts, man.
This is the Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game.
It's Hunter S. Thompson as a Dodgers fan is what this is. You gotta love Mull. Is that a Bill Walton Grateful Dead t-shirt you're rocking there?
The Great Californian.
We haven't seen you in a minute, and this is just I don't know about you, Pilk, but this is further verification as we need more Mull on the show because he's
I know.
Good.
Well, the good thing is college basketball. Whoops, I got to go that way. College basketball is right around the corner, so I'm thinking we're going to get more of them. And
what's that, Brian?
I've missed you. I've missed you, gentlemen.
We've missed you.
I catch a little bit of P-Man every once in a while when I'm lucky. When I can catch him, he's hard to track down. And then I had to turn on the ECU football radio to catch a little Pilk the other night.
Hey, appreciate it.
Some updates from around the world of sports. I mean, but it's good to be back here, the three of us together.
All right. So yesterday, Brian, the Americans made a vivacious comeback, but could not pull it off. Just get your the analysis on this whole deal.
Well, I'm wearing the shades, indoors on a rainy day because it's a bit of a day of mourning for American golf, Patrick. Once again, the Americans have found a way with all of their great talent and resources to fumble away another Ryder Cup. Yes, admiration and just amazing sheer dominance yesterday in the singles. And honestly had us all believing there for a fairly lengthy window of time that we could possibly be watching the impossible. But ultimately, the hole they had dug themselves was a bit too deep, and they dug that hole with poor decision making and just not being ready. It seemed like so much of their energy was put into winning the first hole on Friday and winning the crowd as opposed to trying to win like points. And the matches, but it's just it's not really surprising, the business was rewarded handsomely here over the weekend because of that. We saw this coming for months and months. We saw it coming with some of the people that were selected as wild cards, the pairings. It was just a series of a comedy of errors and. Excellent golf by the Europeans. Let's not take anything away from the way they played. I mean, they were unbeatable in certain stretches.
With the Euros, I mean, we've talked about it with you on here in golf. So many aren't the best players in the world now. Almost. I mean, it seems like the players we talk about now every week. They're mainly European guys. I mean, I know Scheffler, and I don't know. It's just crazy. Tiger's wasn't dominant in the Ryder Cup. Scheffler, you would think, would be more dominant in the Ryder. I don't know. It just seems like the greats maybe struggle at times in these formats. Maybe it's just me. But I mean, the players you're always harping about, and you know this because you caddied on the tour for a number of years in 2 stints, are usually the Euro guys.
They've cracked the code for this Ryder Cup, and what's amazing is that they've done it over now basically a 30-year. Going back to the mid 80s. I mean, shoot, we're looking at 40 years almost. Because the Americans have won more majors for the most part in that span. I mean, throw Faldo out, but the Europeans have not played particularly well, other than Rory in recent majors. As far as winning, certainly had some opportunities, some runner-ups, Justin Rose, some great finishes, but as far as claiming the trophy, the Americans have had the edge there. But I think this, the easy what happened is, they made more putts. They always made more putts, but how is it that always happens? I'm more interested in the why here, and I think it's just because they have advantages in organization. They understand the personality, and they play for each other. While I think the Americans play for their country, I think the Europeans play for each other, and that's the strongest bond that you can have. And they do it in a way where they don't feel pressure. They actually are freed up, And when you look at how it's changed, the names have changed. Like I remember, there was a time, we'll just wait until Seve and Ali are too old to play anymore, or Faldo and Woosnam. Well, then they went away, and but what about these Darren Clark, Sergio Garcia, Ian Poulter, Lee Westwood. I mean, those guys just murdered the Americans, and none of them were there yesterday. It just continues on, and yet you see a lot of the familiar faces. Thomas Bjorn, still very heavily involved with their team as an assistant captain. Olafable, he's been at every single Ryder Cup since his playing days ended. And it's just the unity they have, the singleness of purpose, the ability to always be one step ahead of us. And, it just leads to some extremely inspired play on a golf course that was honestly, you would have thought set up by the Europeans because it suited their strengths much more so than the Americans. I mean, it's just for all of the time and resources and effort and God knows talk that leads up to this event over months and months. It's just a series of bumbling errors that are too much to overcome.
Brian Mull, golf writer, longtime caddy on the PGA Tour. Let me ask you about, there's this big kerfuffle after Rory. And I mean, my thoughts on Rory and how whiny he is about the crowd and the reaction. And I mean, I get it, but this is it's not like this happened at a major. I mean, yeah, you can't condone some of it, but I mean, isn't that sort of what has, ever since the Europeans have cracked the code, isn't that in the last 15 years what has sort of been manifested is what the expectation is of the crowd?
Oh yeah, and it was fueled. When you go to New York, you have to expect a different level of decorum. They're very passionate fans. People are going to cross the line, anyway. Certainly, when there's all day of alcohol involved, that's going to. Well,
there's 50,000 people. It's a football crowd.
It accelerated. It's a massive crowd trying to cram in and watch, 4 matches a day up until Sunday when there's 12 matches on the golf course. And I'm sure some people crossed the line. I'm sure there were some horrible things said. I've heard some reports from folks who were inside the ropes that said there's just things that you couldn't repeat on a family radio show like this, but there's also some things said by Keegan Bradley that you can't repeat that were posted on the wall. And if you want to see those, I recommend going to Shane Lowry's Twitter account, and there's a photograph of him underneath those words that were there on the wall as a reminder. So again, a case of an American captain talking the talk, but unable to back it up with intelligent decision making. And, as far as the fans were the fans. It was about what I expected. It was actually there at times during the 4-ball and foursome matches. It was some of the most, it was the only fight I saw from any American was some of the verbal words from the fans.
We got to get ready to go here, but we better not hear a peep out of one European in 2 years. It better be there ought to be a polite clap for everybody in Europe then, since they have the high ground on all of this.
Yeah.
It won't happen.
Hey, this thing is supposed to be hostile. This is the one time in golf you're supposed to act like college basketball fans.
I got no problem with it.
I have no problem with it. And I like when the players jab back at the fans. Do it.
Yeah. Sure. It's, like you said, it's one time a year. It's a different format. It's everything about it. It shows a different side of these guys. It's great.
How do the U.S. get this turned around and win on European soil in 2 years? What do they need to do?
I don't know. They've got to figure out how to structure their captaincy and quit throwing darts at the board. They finally, after making mistakes all through the late 90s, early 2000s, they landed on Paul Azinger. And for some reason, if you go back and look at that team that he won with in 2008, Tiger Woods was not on that team. Go look at that cast of characters, and he came up with an outside the box innovative idea that worked, and they won that in pretty easy fashion. I'm not saying he's the answer, but just you've got it. You had a guy, and you went away from him, and you're just throwing darts at a board.
Do you involve Mickelson?
Absolutely not. He's embarrassed him. He's embarrassed himself. He had his opportunity. He took the big check.
I got one quick one. Do you go after guys who, even though they're not playing the best golf right now, are historically good at this format? Do you just call Patrick Reed up and call Jordan Spieth and say, Jordan Spieth is teammates with Justin Thomas? Because those two are unstoppable. I don't care that Jordan is an average golfer right now. Am I going too far here, Brian?
Yeah, they both could have been on that team, both Patrick Reed and Jordan Spieth. I would have loved to have seen them both on there, but at some point you have to perform. And there just was no semblance of performance from either one of those guys to make you think they could just turn it on and play at a level to beat guys who were 11 under par through 16. Ultimately, you just have to hit the golf shots. It doesn't matter what name's on the bag. But no, it's a shame. When you look at the makeup of the team, the Whistling Straits, that I thought was the greatest American team of my lifetime, the team where Scotty Scheffler was the 12th man and a controversial 12th man. And you look at how far the talent has fallen from that point to this point, and 9 years later,
it's a problem.
It's remarkable.
Problem.
Yeah. It's remarkable. Brooks Koepka, Dustin Johnson. Bryson was just another guy on that team. And, with the year that he and Schauffele had, they just weren't able to play at the level they did in 2024. And that's the kind of level they needed to be able to play at.
Brian, thank you. Good luck to your Dodgers.
All right, thanks a lot, your Dodgers.
They won't need it.
You never know. Right.
You never know. That's the great part about this time of year. All right, another Dodgers fan. I believe Coach Schwartz is a Dodgers fan, isn't he, Bill?
I would guess so. He's from L.A.
I believe he is. Yeah. All right. When we come back, Mike Schwartz for the rest of the hour on the Patrick Johnson Show.
This is about you, your family, and the health of all who live in Eastern North Carolina. This is about the transformation of a health system into something more powerful and more human. About creating new ways to treat disease and keep you well. This is about ECU Health, which is to say, it's really all about you. ECU Health. Minds, hearts, purpose.
You have a choice when you invest in insurance, and when you choose First State Insurance Advisors, you're working with people you can trust. Clark Stallings has deep ties in the community. His team, including Keaton Smith, Regina Asby, Phil Leyva, Max Joyner Jr., Max Joyner III, and Ginger Smith, provides knowledgeable and professional advice. First State Insurance Advisors is an independent insurance agency. They offer all types of personal insurance as well as various types for business. Call or email First State Insurance Advisors today. We want to be your trusted choice agency.
At Parker's Barbecue, our family has been serving your family for 3 generations.
For that, we say thank you. Blessing families every Thursday. Kids eat free all day. That's the Parker's way.
Legendary food served from our 3 locations. Always quick, always delicious. That's the Parker's way.
At Parker's, our mission is to impact our customers through Christ-like service in a way that feeds them both physically and spiritually. That is the Parker's way.
Acre Station Meat Farm, along with Lane Angus Beef, bring you farm to fork beef.
Stock your freezers now with affordable beef boxes, just in time for the grilling season.
Farm to fork beef brings quality local beef to your family. From your traditional butcher shop, Acre Station Meat Farm. Come on down to Acre Station Meat Farm and find out why we're #1 in fresh cuts and friendly service.
Acre Station Meat Farm, Highway 32 North, Pinetown.
Storm season is approaching. North Carolina weather can damage your roof, and before long, a small leak can turn into a big problem. Your home is one of your biggest investments, so protect it with Wells Home Improvements.
We work with all insurance companies for a hassle-free roof installation experience. Call us today and get 10% off your roof installation when you mention this commercial.
252-227-8403 or visit us online at wellshomeimprovements.com. Wells Home Improvements. Local, honest, dependable.
Listen up. He's talking now.
Sorry, thought we were vibing.
The Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game.
On New Year's Eve in league play against Tulane from Minges Coliseum. Those are always exciting games when they get together. Pirates have also started the preseason, and we welcome back to the Patrick Johnson Show my great friend, the coach of the Pirates, Mike Schwartz, joining us here. Coach, great to talk to you.
Great to talk to you. It means a lot, PJ. You call me your great friend. That means a lot.
Well, you're a good guy. I love what you've done with the program. I love your enthusiasm, and I'm excited about the upcoming season. Let me ask you, first of all, just a little off the topic of hoops. I'm assuming a Dodgers fan is what I'm assuming.
They play the Reds. They play the Reds tomorrow night, and it gets. Yep. Hey, this is a good time of year. Not just basketball. Starting and practice, which is awesome. And I love this team, and practice has been good so far. But baseball playoffs, it's October. Well, not quite yet, but baseball playoffs getting going. And yeah, I love this time of year. And that was a pretty good year for the Dodgers last year, too.
So I'm a Cubs fan. Pilk is a Sox fan. So we were a little long-suffering, although Pilk was coming of age during their great run, and I lived long enough to see a Cubs World Series, so I'm thrilled with that. And we know you're a Lakers fan. Who do you root for in football? I don't know if we've ever had this chat before, but who's your football team?
You know, that's an awesome question, and it's funny enough. I'm a Seattle Seahawks fan, and I have been since the early '80s, since the Dave Craig days and Steve Largent and those guys. And no, very, very loyal Seattle Seahawks fan through and through. And you know, my mom, when I was young, ended up working a business at a single mom that ran a retail sweater shop in Los Angeles. And that's what she did. And she ended up opening one up in Seattle, and her sister, one of two, moved out there and ran the shop, a little small sweater shop, and ran one in downtown Los Angeles, one in Seattle. And so when I went up there, I just fell in love when I went up there with my mom when I was younger. And, yeah, I was a big Seahawks fan growing up.
That is wild. All right. Well, there we go. We learned something good here today. We learned something. Great to have Coach Schwartz on. How are you? How are things a week into the preseason?
You know what? They've been really good, PJ. They have been. Practice has gone well so far. We're just 1 week in, as you said. We practiced this morning. I was just finishing up watching practice before we have started to speak. And, you know, this team really understands. I said it last week in our pre-first practice press conference or media availability, is that the coachability of this team has been awesome so far, all the way from the summer through now. And, you know, we're nowhere near where we want to be, where we need to be, more importantly. But as far as what this team brings every single day, the energy, the enthusiasm, the effort, the coachability, the intensity to compete and do what we are trying to do on offense and defense, I've been really pleased with this so far.
You know, when we talked to you for an extended period last time, earlier in the year prior to the summer, you know, we kind of went through the player by player, and I think we kind of gave short shrift to the lead guard position. So I wanted to, you know, kind of start with that with you here. When you talk about, you know, if you will, the point, to borrow that old phrase, the point guard position, and how deep that position is, and how that will be utilized and what you all want to do offensively this year.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think you can ever be deep enough at that position. I truly believe it's the most vital position on a basketball team. And you know what? I love that term in terms of the point guard. And we still believe in that here. We still want to have a true point guard. And right now, between Corey Kalker and Isaiah Mbang, they've both done a nice job this preseason. Those are the two guys that will be, you know, really playing that position for the most part and manning most of the minutes there. But like anything, you have to have multiple guys that have point guard skills, and I've talked about this before. So even though Corey and Isaiah are point guards, whether it's Tybo Bailey or Jay Woodard, having to play that spot at times is important for them to be able to know how to do that because that position is so important. But Corey and Isaiah, as you said, we maybe didn't talk about them as much last time, but really both have a very good feel for the game. They understand. They both play with high IQ. They're both guys that understand that it's not only on offense what we need our point guard to do. We really call them the tip of the spear on defense in terms of picking up full court and man-to-man pressure, and both guys are doing that every day in practice, and they're kind of, you know, they're competing and pushing each other, which is great. We talk about iron sharpening iron, and they go at it, and like all our guys do, but it is such a vital position, and really Corey and Isaiah will be, will be handling that position for us.
Coach Mike Schwartz joining us here on the Patrick Johnson Show. With Corey and Isaiah, and even with Jay Woodard, you obviously have guys that have played the position at different times at the collegiate level. Is that, do you kind of see with philosophy and all that it's going to be a JUCO or transfer portal guy as the lead guard unless it's somebody very, very special at the point out of high school? It just seems like it's such a complex and all-encompassing position that it would be difficult to find somebody coming out of high school that could probably seamlessly fit in. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it just seems like that maybe those days in our modern time are going to be few and far between.
Yeah, I think you hit it right on the head, Patrick. And obviously, if we were fortunate enough, whether it's in the coming years, to have a true freshman come in and be able to play the point guard position, that means that player's pretty special. And there's some really good things happening in terms of a point guard of that caliber coming in with that kind of ability to step in and do it as a freshman. But regardless of if you're junior college or older, you're international, or you're out of the portal and you've done it before, I think that experience definitely helps, just because that game rep, that understanding of that position, being coached, regardless of where you've been coached at that position, I think is very helpful. And truth be known is that it's very similar to probably what a quarterback would be in football. The likelihood of a true freshman quarterback coming in and being able to really have full command of the offense and full command of the team leadership-wise and what it takes in the locker room to be a quarterback, it's no different than a point guard. And we don't hide the fact that we are very adamant with our point guards that they got to have that voice, they got to have that understanding. Other guys on the team can just know their position. That's okay. And you want guys to know as many positions as possible. But it is mandated that a point guard knows every single position. He needs to be able to tell every guy what to do. And so that's a huge responsibility, and a lot of time experience and older guys have a little bit of advantage with that.
Jordan Riley, Coach, comes back. Your returning leading scorer, has been a very effective player at the Big East and American level. What has Jordan added to his game in your estimation through the off season, and what do you expect out of him as we get ready to fire things up in about 4 or 5 weeks?
Well, he works so hard, so he's continually adding to his game physically. I mean, that's just what he's going to do. He's a tireless worker. The development that he craves and that he puts the time in every day, whether it's shooting, whether it's ball handling, whether it's decision making. He's a really good player, as we know, and a productive player already in terms of what he did last season. So he is doing all of those things and more. We understand, and we've talked about it, that his continued development as a three-point shooter is really important for him in this ball club, and he's doing it, and he's shown really good strides in practice so far. But the biggest thing might be an intangible, Patrick, on where his growth is right now, and that's his voice, his ability to be a leader during practice. And I know everyone uses that word leader, but anytime you have a guy that's the leading returning scorer in the conference and coming back, and I would venture to bet will for sure be a first-team all-conference player, or at least I know he is one. I believe he will be one when that time comes in a few weeks at Media Day. But all that being said, just his ability to have a strong voice with the team, whether it's with the returners or with the new guys, to what the standard is on how we practice every day and how we do things every day, both on and off the court. And he's always been an example of that. Last year, he was a true example of that. How he worked, how he carried himself, what he did in the classroom, what he did off the court. But now he's able to voice that more and really use that, just use that more than just by example. Now his voice is more powerful.
Coach Mike Schwartz joining us here, Patrick Johnson Show. A few more minutes with Coach. We've got Inside Pirate Athletics coming up, top of the hour. Jay Shane Woodard, we talked about Jay a little bit a moment ago. I really think, I'm not going to say as Jay goes, the season goes, but I just think he's going to be a really important part to what ECU is going to need to have for success this year.
Yeah, I think you're 100% right. And we know what Jay was meant to us last season. When we spoke earlier this fall, a little bit, in late summer, and we spoke and we talked about the next step for Jay Shane. And one of them is just his overall mentality to understand the aggressiveness we need him to have on the offensive end. And that doesn't just mean scoring the basketball. That's not what that's about. There's so many ways you can be aggressive on offense, obviously. But just that he doesn't need to defer to anybody. And Jay is such a smart player. He's got an incredible heart as a human being and as a teammate in terms of who he is And his understanding for who we were as a team last year was really high, knowing what R.J. Felton and C.J. Walker meant to the team scoring. They were more guys that scored with the ball in their hand as opposed to scoring off other guys. Both guys were creators in their own way, but really needed the ball in their hand to score outside of their great rebounding. I mean, both guys really crashed the glass and scored on the offensive glass, but both guys really dominated more in isolation settings and with the ball in their hand, and Jay understood that. So when Jay had an opportunity to be aggressive sometimes last year, he felt the vibe of the team, he felt what we needed, and he got the ball to those guys. And this year, Jay knows that he can't defer. We have other guys that we have to get the ball to, obviously, Jordan being one of them, Gio Emajuro being one of them, Corey Calker, guys that can really score the ball. But Jay understands that he has to think aggressively. He has to get to the free throw line more. He has to really be somebody that brings a presence on the offensive glass. And when he has a chance to get downhill, we need him to do that, and he's done that so far this preseason.
Mike Schwartz with us on the Patrick Johnson show. Obviously, when you go back and look at what C.J. Walker did last year for your team as a big and had a lot to prove, and I thought answered the bell and may have been an all-first-team level player for a good portion of the season. It seemed like in the month of February he was totally outstanding. But Gio Emajuro, I would put him kind of in the same frame. They're different players, but I think he will be someone that will have an imprint on your team in a variety of ways, and will be a presence on the interior for sure.
Yeah, and we need him to be. We really do, and we were very specific and intentional in terms of that position and Gio specifically. And we've talked about that before, so we won't go back into that, but just that the impact that we need him to make, the expectation that we have for him, and what this team needs from him from an interior physical presence is very big. And on paper you would say C.J. Walker was our center or our 5 last year, and on paper that's what Gio is this year without a doubt. But Gio is a true 5. And again, that's no knock to C.J. We've talked about this before. We played small ball 5 last year, and we stretched the floor, and we had him play on the perimeter, and he was dynamic because he literally was a first-team all-conference player last year. And so in terms of production, it was excellent. But you said it is going to look different because Gio does have the ability to do things on the perimeter like step out and pass and make plays and short drive it. But Gio knows that we need him to dominate the paint. We need him to want to really be a physical force in there. The guys know it. He knows it. And he's really embraced that. And you know what? He doesn't want anything else than that. I said this in one of the preview interviews that I did, with one of those preview national magazines, and I said, Gio doesn't want to be a 4.5. Gio doesn't want to be a 4.9. He knows he's a 5. He knows he's a 5. And there's something really special about that, and I love that, and he's really been strong so far.
Final few minutes here with you, Coach. You look, the schedule. I mean, I know, but I mean, it's challenging. Going to Richmond, your second game of the year, not going to be easy. Going to Trask, your fourth game of the year, is certainly going to be an environment and a challenge that should be very interesting. Obviously, we've talked about Michigan State and North Carolina on there. Buffalo historically has been good. App State has been a program that has seen great strides in the last few years. So your pre-conference schedule certainly is going to have its challenges. And then opening with Tulane and then up to Philly, those first 2 games out of the gate in conference. So, man, it's going to be – and that's the great thing. I know you guys will be up to the challenge, and you thrive on that, meeting that challenge, and your program meeting that challenge. But it is a comprehensive and challenging schedule.
Yeah, it is. You know what, Patrick? And it's not on accident. I mean, look, scheduling is a challenge these days, and a game here, a game there, and as you're trying to piece together the non-conference schedule. Sure, there's a lot of things go into it, but in the end of the day, we knew that we wanted a very challenging schedule, and we have one. And when you mention others like Georgia Southern, our opener, UNC Greensboro comes in here, St. Bonaventure, the other opponent that we'll face in Florida, along with Michigan State, and so. The schedule, top to bottom, every single game, all 13 non-conference games and the 18 conference games are extremely challenging. But there's always been a mentality, and really I would give it two-part. Number one is that, as you mentioned, Tulane, December 31st, first conference game. Here's Tulane as a top 4 team last year. We split with them last year. We know how good they're going to be. They'll probably be picked in the top 3 to 4 in the league, if not second, to be honest with you. But they'll be right at the very top of the league in terms of what they have returning. And Rowan Brumbaugh at the point guard spot, the only all-conference player returning in the conference, and they have some returning players, and they did well in recruiting in the portal and whatnot. And then you mentioned Philly. And I'm just mentioning those two because those are the two that you mentioned. But the reality is we've always had this philosophy that we want our non-conference schedule to prepare us for our conference schedule, which we know starts with Tulane and Temple, and that just happens to be the first two. So that's one piece of really trying to go after a tough non-conference schedule. And the other is this: simply, I've said this from day one. We want ECU to be a national basketball program. We're going to continue to hammer away at doing that in every facet, whether that's results on the court, whether that's recruiting, whether that's a national schedule and how we play. We're going to, in every facet, we're going to go after to try and build a national basketball program. I've never tried to shy away from that. And we're going to continue to do that. And this just so happens to be the best schedule that we've been able to put together this year, and probably one of the toughest non-conference schedules in ECU basketball history. And in the end, we know we have to be ready every game. We know that. And that's what we want. That's how we try and practice every day. And it's going to be a great challenge. But there definitely did not happen by accident. And we want to try and fight through this challenge. That's what we're looking to do.
Hey, Coach, thanks for the time. Really appreciate it. Look forward to catching up with you again really, really soon.
Appreciate you, Patrick. Thank you.
All right, Mike Schwartz with us here. Pirates will open the season on the 4th of November when they open, as Coach mentioned, against Georgia Southern. Looking forward to that. All right. Boy, what a show today, packed with a lot of action and excitement. Thanks to Brian Mull. Thanks to Mike Schwartz. We'll be back tomorrow morning on Talk to the Town, and then back here 5 o'clock tomorrow for the Patrick Johnson Show. I might be a nervous wreck, Bill. And then we're going to have Inside Pirate Athletics in just minutes. Tiebreakers.